most watched original program.
And it just hit us.
Is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
It has not been a quiet Monday morning to get things started.
Not.
I'm Sam.
Yeah, of course.
Jennifer.
Hi.
Welcome back,
Jim.
Sam.
And I'm Jim.
Jim.
And we're watching storms with very, very heavy rain to the west of Houston.
Yeah.
And this area is going to kind of bleed its way into the metro area. And of course, what happens? We get out of the grass, we get out of the woods, we get into asphalt, and that way flash flooding is going to be very highly.
So if you got out of the house early in the Houston area, that's fine. Just keep an eye on this because it's going to sweep through the area. It's going to be some very heavy rain. We know that because we've been watching it as it's been making its entire trip. Let's look at some of the cities that we're watching this morning. And New York, that patchy fog is slowly clearing out. Let me just take a quick check on the LaGuardia delays. I want to update it here, and I'm going to go to FlightAware to do that. Departure delays right now, an average of 50 minutes. They did not get better. They got worse. And inbound flights are delayed at their origin for an average of 3 hours now due to low clouds. So LaGuardia is a mess when you've got 1 or 2 delays. They have an entire airport full of delays right now. So if you're flying out of LaGuardia today, check your air carrier. Tuesday is a day that we get some storms in the area as well. So Washington, D.C.
That was a different city.
How gorgeous is that?
I mean,
yeah.
This
they
is
just
where I
changed
want to
the
be.
iris on us. I think.
Yeah, backdoor front. Oh, we're just adjusting the camera. Pardon us while we adjust our cameras. 81 degrees right now, and a huge difference from New York and Newark and Long Island. 88 is where we're going with those scattered storms. Tuesday, Jim, 85, kind of the same thing. Wednesday looks refreshing.
Wednesday, yeah, everybody gets a chance to clear out behind the front that's kind of moving through the plains right now.
All right.
So hang in there.
Hang in there. And Jen has got all the systems that are making a move on the map this morning in the big picture.
A lot of things moving on the map this morning, and you can see across parts of Texas, Louisiana, we have that rain out there. And if you look in the very northern midsection of the map, you can even see that upper low that's producing some snow, some rain out there, and even some action right on the west coast. I know it's hard to believe, but back-to-back weeks where we have the areas low pressures out there as we show you what's going on for today. And we talk about the Northeast, and you saw the tale of 2 different cities, D.C. and New York, one looking at the cool air in place. We've got that wedge in place, and then we're also going to be looking at the building. Temperatures and humidity are going to be mighty hot out there today. We're going to be looking at the 90s. In some of these locations, even through today and tomorrow, we're going to be in the mid-90s out there. Got that nice little southerly flow pulling in, that moisture coming in from the Atlantic. And at the same time, look at this storms developing from Detroit, Lexington into Atlanta. It's going to make its way into parts of the Northeast as we really kind of look into tomorrow for you, New York. But even still, we still have to get this front through there. This is the forecast through Tuesday. And then as we look across parts of the South, what we're going to be looking at is kind of the same pattern again. Things getting active out to the west, energizing parts of the plains. This means more rain around for areas including Texas, Oklahoma, even into Kansas. This is the area we're going to be looking at potentially more flooding problems as we go through the end of the week. Some of these locations picking up more than 2 inches of rainfall. That's a lot when you're already waterlogged, Sam.
All right, Jen, thank you. Hey, let's get a check on our top news stories today. Ari, why do I see it and I can't? I have a hard time saying it. I practice it.
That's
and
fine.
Practice it and practice it.
Listen, I've been alive for 29 years and I still have trouble saying it sometimes. It's a tough name.
Say it one
It's
more
okay.
time for me so I get it right.
Sarsalari.
Sarsalari. Ari Sarsalari is in for Ana Ritis Rodriguez.
You can call me whatever you'd like.
No, I like that.
All right, good morning, guys. Hey, I want to get you caught up on the headlines. We're going to start off in Philadelphia, and that's where Amtrak resumed full service on its Northeast Corridor. That was this morning. Crews have spent the last 6 days, of course, clearing wreckage and repairing track from Tuesday's derailment, which killed 8 people. Okay, when we're talking about China and not being able to see very well, it's usually pollution. But this is not that. That's actually sand that you're seeing there. High-rise buildings in the northwest, barely visible through the dusty air. I mean, it's just brutal out there. So lots of people were wearing masks, of course, to keep from choking. How about if you want to quit smoking? Well, there's not much evidence that e-cigarettes help. A University of Toronto study found that smokers, on average, quit after a month of e-cigarettes, but then most go back to regular smokes. Okay, so doesn't work very well. That's the point. Look at this video. Really scary stuff here. My goodness. That's Carlos Gomez from the Brewers. Yeah, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, right at him. I mean, it sent him to the ground, hit him right in the temple. He left the game for a medical checkup. Yeah. Apparently, it was a little bit worse than it looked, or it wasn't as bad as it looked, I should say, because you could see he was up and moving around, and of course, he was exchanging tweets with some of his teammates shortly thereafter.
That is blunt force trauma, Ari. I mean, they have a little cover connected to the helmet, but it's not enough to stop anything like that. All right, we had to have seen this coming because you have drones and you have storms. It's not long before someone says, hey, let's fly a drone into the storm, and researchers are doing it. Here's a drone. Now, let's see. Sirens project it will enter this supercell in Medicine Park, Oklahoma over the weekend, the first of its kind. The drone records key data that will help us understand and possibly predict tornadoes a bit more accurately. That's the plan anyway. And at least we can, it's an awesome shot. Now, if you hear a tornado siren or get an alert on your phone, we'll tell you always to seek safe shelter in a bathroom or the innermost room inside your home. You want something like a closet or a bathroom with those walls around you tight, close walls to protect you. Simple objects become deadly. We'll show you how in this brainstorm. The average house in the U.S. is made up of about 16,000 feet of framing lumber. Each piece of lumber, typically a 2x4. So when a tornado strikes a neighborhood, those 2x4s are one of the most common forms of airborne debris. To see how much damage a flying 2x4 can cause, we called on our brainstorm test tech, Nick Uhas, to set up an experiment on our own private proving ground.
So today we're going to test how much damage drywall can withstand by a 2x4 at various speeds in order to mimic the different scales of a tornado.
Nick starts by simulating what happens to a 2x4 in an EF3 tornado. Because of its size and density, a 2x4 doesn't actually fly at the same speed as the tornado's winds. So with winds ranging from 136 to 165 miles per hour, an EF3 tornado typically sends a 2x4 flying at about 84 miles an hour.
And ready, set, fire!
At this speed, the 2x4 easily penetrated through 2 walls. But to see the maximum amount of damage a 2x4 is capable of, we cranked up the air cannon to launch it at 100 miles per hour. That's the same speed it would be traveling during some of the strongest tornadoes to ever touch down on Earth.
Ready, set, fire!
At this speed, packing 2,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, it has 40 times more energy than an arrow flying at a typical exit speed from the bow. And because of the narrow shape of a 2x4, it can concentrate all of the impact force on an area as small as a credit card. Incredibly, even after penetrating 8 layers of drywall, the 2x4 is still traveling at 44 miles an hour. And that means it could, theoretically, go through yet another wall. And it's this penetrating power of projectile debris that shows us why we should always put as many walls as possible between us and a tornado.
Boy, was that a visual.
Yeah.
Right?
And exactly as it said, why you want to put walls between you and the storm that's outside. We've learned so much, and you're going to actually show us some more
tomorrow. I go to State Farm's testing facility in Bloomington, Illinois, and we are going to test walls, we are going to test glass, we are going to test hail through siding, okay? Hen egg size hail to see if it stands up to the test.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once-a-week Tanzium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once-a-week Tanzium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tanzium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tanzium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tanzium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tanzium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tanzium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Before using Tanzium, talk to your doctor about your medical conditions, all medicines you're taking, if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, and about low blood sugar and how to manage it. Taking Tanzium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tanzium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Go to Tanzium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tanzium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tanzium week.
When you're not confident you have complete visibility into your business, it can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with innovative solutions that connect machines and people to keep your Internet of Things in sync in real time, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 42 minutes past the hour. How about a live view of Minneapolis? And guess what? It is cloudy out there, but it's also breezy. You can kind of look and see the camera blowing around a little bit. Winds right now sustained at 20 with some gusts up to 30. And we're going to see some of those gusts today up to about 35, even 40. High today, 45 degrees. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. It's going to be windy. You're like, well, why am I getting out of bed? Because eventually the weather is going to get better. But as we show you right now, the temperatures in the 30s. You can see 34 degrees in Fargo, Minot, 32, 48 in Omaha. Anywhere where we're looking at areas south of the front, temperatures are much warmer to start off your morning, and coincidentally, you'll see those high temperatures being warmer. As we show you some of these winds out there, right now sustained 20, 10 to 15 and 20, but as we go throughout the afternoon with that low departing, we're still going to continue to see those winds just being rather gusty out there. We have a freeze warning in effect. This is through tomorrow morning because these temperatures are going to be in the 30s as well as in the 20s. Let's move this ahead to show you what exactly is happening. You can see this is our upper level low. low, producing snow out there. Yeah, it's May as well as the rain. And then those temperatures as we go through the day, notice that they are actually going to be on the cool side, nearly 30 degrees below average. And then notice for areas like Chicago, temperatures warming up into the 70s and the 80s. And then all that changes as we head into tomorrow. Look at this. For Minneapolis, your high today, 44 degrees, keeping it windy. By the time you're driving home, we'll see those winds starting to subside. And then Chicago, today's your warm day, your sunny day, nice day. Tomorrow, you got a problem with the temperatures and the winds and the clouds.
All right. Okay. Not bad.
Right.
Hey, let's take a look at this video because Garrett Wyman sent it in. Officially, I think it's Garrett Mario Wyman, right? Sent us in from Mulvane, Kansas. Check out the lightning that is streaking across the sky in the image right there. And know this, that lightning strikes the earth 4 million times a day. But what are the mechanics of thunder generation? How do we get from lightning to the sound of thunder, and how does that all happen? Well, for the first time ever, scientists think they now know what thunder looks like. That's because Dr. Maher Daye from the Southwestern Research Institute has joined us via Skype to explain. Hey, Dr. Daye, walk us through this for me, please, sir. When you captured the images, tell us what you learned.
Well, Sam, actually, in the beginning, when we were installing the equipment and everything, we had no clue that we would be successful in imaging the acoustic signature of a lightning strike or not. But then we were really amazed that this is indeed possible. So what we did, in order to have an image of thunder, you would need basically a giant ear. You would want amplification in a specific direction along the length of the lightning channel.
Yeah.
So we designed...
So it's a giant ear, so kind of designing a giant ear so you could see the entire ripple of sound through the thunder channel, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the way we hear thunder is not just a loud boom, kind of an explosion type of thing that's just coming from the lightning strike, but rather you hear some kind of a cracking sound.
Yeah, it's like a crackle.
Exactly. So the question that we were seeking after is, what is the source of the crackle that we hear? Why we just don't hear just one loud explosion, which, as we understand it, is basically you are heating air to very high temperatures during very short time periods, which creates the shock wave. So you would expect just hearing one loud sound.
Yeah.
But instead we hear these crackings that we were trying to investigate. And in order to do this kind of thing, we thought that if we have some camera that can show us where the sound is coming from along the lightning channel. And to do this, we needed two things. First of all, the instrument, the giant ear, and we wanted to know where the lightning strike actually is. And the
so
problem
you kind of had to create a channel for the lightning as well. So you had to set up all your equipment. We're showing some of your video, and we're showing how you created the channel for lightning by shooting into the sky right there. And then you see the flashes, and you've got the giant ear. So what I've seen when lightning slows down is it almost looks like several ripples or several waves. Is that where the crackling sound comes from?
Yes. So actually, these are what we call return strokes. So for instance, if you look at a lightning event, Sam, from a certain distance, you do not see just one spark that's going on and off, right? You would see it kind of flashing, like on, off, on, off, on, off. These are called return strokes. So basically, the electric charges, as they are being discharged during a lightning event, you do not have just one single
but multiple
discharge.
Flashes, right. So that lets us know why we don't hear just like one boom, but we start to see a crackle. It's fascinating. Yes. It's just the beginning of this research. And Dr. Maher Daye, thank you so much for being with us to kind of explain it, because I'll tell you, it's a complicated thing to try to explain something that we see in the flash of an eye like that. Dr. Maher Daye, thank you very much.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
Sometimes it takes a little kick in the rear end.
Got it, baby.
To get you going.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Routine. It's a hard thing to break. Day in, day out. From point A to B and back again. There's a difference between being alive and living. For those who can't imagine life without two wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
What's with the sash?
Oh, I'm a Blast Scout.
What are all these for?
Yeah, they're all for different things. This one's for eating a blast.
Oh, cool.
This one's for getting someone to buy me a blast.
What's that one for?
That one's covering up a hole.
Tons of surprising Master Blast flavor combos you're sure to love. This is how you Sonic.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
It's more than a network. It's how you stay connected. With CenturyLink as your trusted technology partner, you get an industry-leading broadband network and cloud and hosting services. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The Luxury Uncovered event is going on now at Alpacker Lincoln. Enjoy exceptional savings on your favorite Lincoln models, like a 2015 Lincoln MKX, just $389 a month, or the new 2015 Lincoln Navigator, just $599 a month. And bottom line windshield pricing on over 200 new Lincolns. The Luxury Uncovered event at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember, before you buy, Price Packer.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ. 52 minutes after the hour, and this is Elmer, Oklahoma on Saturday. And that's not just one. Several tornadoes damaging barns, trees, and buildings. Now, so the Storm Chaser captured this video. And then you'll notice hanging out are just some cows, like that one right there, right above the AMHQ. Just hanging out.
And a baby cat.
You know, and they're having a close encounter of the twister kind, but they seem really kind of like nonchalant about it. It's like, you know what, if you're a cow?
You know, typically you see this happening, and you're like, okay, I live in the plains, but you know, you think you see like some horses, they're usually like trying to take cover.
Horses are out of there.
Yeah,
horses, I'm just laughing because you're right. I mean, you know.
The cows are like.
But horses, you know, I'm not saying cows aren't bright. I'm just saying that horses are. So a horse sees that coming, he he's out of there. No way. All right, in the southern plains, not getting a break from the rain and thunderstorms. We've been watching this all morning long. We're talking about in northern Louisiana for a good part of the morning. But Jim, what are we looking at right now?
Good news is the rain is weakening as it's heading toward Houston. That is awesome news there. Guys, that video is incredible. First of all, you've got a multi-vortex tornado going on, right? And then all of a sudden it turns into a wedge. As they're driving down the road. So they're going by the cows there. There's the multi-vortex. And eventually toward the end of that video, it turns into that big giant wedge. So I don't anticipate any of those today. But, you know, in terms of tornadoes, our best chances are tomorrow and then again, I think, on Friday. But we will get some more heavy rain. I promise you that in areas that still need it. Let's do a little experiment here. Let's ISO line where we've had some of our worst drought to date. And then almost do like a mini area where it was really, really bad, certainly. So now let's go forward in time. This was the start of the year. Here's current. Look at how much of this exceptional drought that we've erased. You're talking about a 5-year drought through here. We still have a lot of work to go, but the rainfall that's happened really in the last 18 days has been incredible. I mean, 12 to 18 inches, almost an inch a day on average in through here. Some of these areas too much of a good thing, especially east of I-35 where we haven't really been in a ton of drought in through here. But if you look at the forecast going right through Sunday, and I don't like showing these exact amounts because sometimes, heck, we got 5 to 8 inches in 6 hours this morning near Monroe, Louisiana. So that's what makes that difficult. But again, in that drought area, we are looking at more rainfall on the way. All right, let's talk about some of these statistics so far, which are amazing. Oak City, so far, this May, 12.85 inches of rain, on average 4.5. 988 as we take you to Lawton, Oklahoma, 479 is average. Look at this. This is beautiful for Wichita Falls, Texas. This is the most rain we've seen in any month of May, really, I think, since about 2010, if not earlier. Almost 3 times what you normally get. Great news for a very, very dry part of the world. Nice to see the Red River actually running again, so you can call it a river. Dallas, Texas, very, very waterlogged. We're almost at our 2014 total in Dallas, Texas. And there is more to come, as I showed you. All right, let's move on and talk about the pattern certainly this week. Warm, moist air coming north. We've got a front that'll sag, unfortunately. Remember this? This is how we started the month. We're going to go right back there. Jet stream with our upper lows in the west. Now, the whole thing isn't going to bodily lift out. That's the good news. The bad news is it's going to reset itself as we head in toward the weekend. So tomorrow, a big piece comes out, and then again on Friday. But in the meantime, you've got the front, you've got the moisture, you've got a chance for more showers and storms. And when you start to see your front parallel your upper layer wind flow, you've got problems there. Today, we'll watch our thunderstorms this morning work their way across Louisiana, Mississippi, and weaken, but we will watch new storms develop across the Trans-Pecos on up in toward parts of eastern New Mexico. And like you said, Sam, it's been a busy morning. Look at this. This is some of the newest flood reports that we've had. Brenham had the tornado, the funnel, I should say, but look at what's happened now as that rain's heading east toward Houston. It's really weakening rapidly, keeping the heaviest rain to the north and west of the metro area. Let's hope it stays that way. Back to you.
Yeah, Jim, but boy, it sure looks like it's got a bullseye there. Ari Sarsalari has everything we need to know. Thank you. About your social, what you've been sending us. Yeah.
Really cool stuff here. This one is a picture of Typhoon Dolphin. Okay, now, of course, we know where this is from, right? The
space station.
Yeah, the space station. And these guys just get incredible pictures. I mean, you want to talk about something that makes me jealous.
Hey, Ari, but it's weird because the Earth is upside down.
Yeah,
okay,
there's something
just
about
kidding,
that. Let's figure that out.
And they spin backwards.
I'll run the numbers after the show. We'll get back to you tomorrow.
All right, okay.
Okay, how about this morning, though? What's going on? Well, we've got some flooding in Texas. Here's a picture.
Boy.
Actually mentioned in the tweet there, turn around, don't drown. Looks like that guy's doing the right thing. So, you know, look, we're going to have some issues today, especially in Texas as far as the flooding goes. So, got to be careful.
Yeah, northern Louisiana, same thing. And thank you for being the person who got out early this morning and sent us a picture of the road so we can warn everybody else ahead. Ari, Jen, Jim, Sam, thank you. We continue our coverage all day today. Yep.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. And we are going off here after another busy severe weather weekend. We've got more than 24 tornado reports from this weekend, along with some major flooding emergencies.
Weekend after weekend, and again, the aftermath. A look at the areas impacted by tornadoes. Plus, we break down some of the video that we aired live as you were watching here on the Weather Channel.
All right, how about the flooding? It was tremendous again this weekend, and we can show you scenes here flying above the expansive floodwaters. We are going to show you how this event and the rescues played out live.
And storms on the move. The storm threat remains. And here it is right now. We're going to take a look at where the rain with the potential for flooding will be next.
All right, some more thunderstorms out there, Chris. Again, this morning, we are continuing to track some active weather in Texas, no surprise, and also in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. We're going to be watching for storms again today as we take you out to the forecast for today, watching for that risk of thunderstorms perhaps to become severe across West Texas and then down across Central and Southeast Texas. We do have the flood concern, I think, as the primary concern to start today and probably to finish. We take a look at places from East Texas up into Louisiana, up into now parts of West Tennessee and Mississippi, where we've got those flash flood watches that go through at least this evening. Here's where the rain is right now. All of these boxes, these are the flash flood warnings, places where flooding is either already occurring or about to happen. It's only going to take a couple of inches, maybe 2.5 inches of rain in a 3-hour window to cause flooding. And you see, these storms are not going anywhere. They've been training over themselves. So we're going to be watching for the big concerns for that. Flash flood warnings out there, including around Monroe, Louisiana. The rainfall amounts already have been tremendous. We've had more than 10 inches of rain just south of Vicksburg, Mississippi, according to Doppler radar estimates. And we've seen some totals coming in here to corroborate that as well. All right, also watching on Austin, Colorado, and Washington in Texas. And you can see these areas right here, these storms are just training one cell on top of where the last one was. And so that's going to be a big concern. Radar estimates coming in with more than 5 or 6 or even close to 7 inches of rain across this area. And when you look at the radar forecast mode for today, what we think it's going to look like through the day, according to our forecast models, we've got a lot of active weather. East Texas continuing, Louisiana, we're going to get a brief break, but there'll be more continuing to come through the day and then eventually backing up into West Texas. All right, so Dallas, we get a brief break today, but man, are we waterlogged. So far for the season, we've had 20.9 inches for the year. Last year, it's about what we got, right, for all of the year. So we certainly are very waterlogged here after being so dry for so many years. Now, just south of Dallas, 10 people were rescued from flooded homes yesterday, and another 3 pulled from their stranded cars. The area was hit with nearly 5 inches of rain in just one day. Kate Parker reports from Johnson County, where the worst of the flooding hit.
Yeah, guys, I'm here in Venus, Texas. Now, this is an area that's just south of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And yesterday morning, the rain started. It did not stop. And that led to a lot of really close calls here around the area. In fact, take a look at this.
Early Sunday, and skies over Texas are full of lightning and rain. A lot of rain. To the southwest of Dallas, close to 5 inches falls on Johnson County, and a little stream called Mountain Creek roars out of its banks. In the path, the home of Bill and Tracy Castell.
I looked out the back window and the water was everywhere. It was a raging river.
First thing I did was had my wife dial 911, tell them that we're trapped in our house, and just go from there.
The Venus, Texas Fire Department comes with a boat, but rescue was impossible.
They tried real hard, but that water was just too powerful.
Then rescue comes. A chopper with rescue swimmers from Texas Task Force 1 arrives.
All of a sudden, this National Guard helicopter showed up, and they were over our house, and my husband's going, no, we don't need it, we don't need it. And the guy came down, and he says, I'm here to take you because I've been sent, and we're going. I'm like, okay. But it was a blast.
I know they attempted a rescue in a boat and were unsuccessful. As far as the hazard assessment goes, we were coming in and we were going to go ahead and take them off.
So what did you say to them?
I said, we're going to take you off. Hold on, we'll get you a good little ride.
A good little ride is an understatement for what the Texas Military Forces and their task force does. They are rescuers who cruise the skies, a last line of defense in moments of crisis.
Water definitely is very powerful. The good thing about it, though, is it can be predictable.
It's a team effort, and we train every month. It's a well-oiled machine.
A rescue machine well appreciated on this day.
I hope it's a one-time experience and never has to happen again. We are safe, and we're very blessed to be here.
Safe and sound thanks to the Texas Task Force One.
You know, it's Texans helping Texans. They're all helping each other out here because this is an area that was in a 5-year drought. You know, the state of Texas, just on January 1st of this year, had 45% of the state under severe drought. It's now down to 8%, and it's because of these first few weeks of May just giving a drenching to the state. Back to you guys.
And those residents said that they hoped it was a one-time experience, though I got the impression they kind of enjoyed that little ride up in the helicopter. But flooding was a serious risk this weekend, and it wasn't the only risk. We actually had a tornado outbreak in the plains. So coming up, we're going to bring you more incredible video like this throughout the hour. And in 10 minutes, our severe weather expert breaks down this tornado. It has multiple vortices. He'll show you what that means when it comes to the damage it can cause. And Chris, we've got another area of the country we're watching for some showers today, possibly.
Yeah, we're watching the Northeast too, Jen, but let's go back to real quick. If someone from a helicopter drops down, kind of like Luke Skywalker, and says, I'm here to rescue you, yeah, it's pretty cool. You go, right?
Right.
You go. It's time to go with them. You say, okay, we're going.
That's so true.
All right, so we are watching once again for a chance of some storms. We're looking at storms moving into the Northeast. This is a look for tomorrow. So we're looking right now at that thunderstorm forecast for you and what we're going to be seeing. This is a look at where the storms are right now. Not seeing it in the Northeast just yet, but it's coming. This is a look at the setup here. You may have noticed it's been a little bit on the warm side, a little bit warmer than normal throughout parts of the Northeast. We have some of that warm and moist air in place right now. One pattern oftentimes when the pattern changes, that's when you see some of that bumpy weather. So you have that moist and warm weather with us, and we see disturbance that's going to move through here, and with that, that's when there's going to be that chance for some storms. Today, we're going to see the storms moving into parts of upstate New York and parts of western Pennsylvania. And then it's tonight into tomorrow when we're going to see that chance for some of the thunderstorms, which could be in some areas some damaging winds and some hail possibly with that. But again, thunderstorms we know does come with lightning. And that's what we're expecting in New York. Increasing chance for a few showers later on tonight, Jen, and then tomorrow. That's when the thunderstorms will move in. So just be careful out there.
All right, well, up next, we've got that multi-vortex tornado caught on video near Elma, Oklahoma this weekend.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles, other times by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't. To help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
Ready? Ready. Steady. Go!
It's more than a movie. It's now a ride. Let's go! Fast and Furious, supercharged. Ride it at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
And I turn around, and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob. You're covered.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Get free Bug Stop for indoors with purchase of Trazicide for outdoors. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Sees the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy, and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
All right, so it seems like every weekend, right? It feels like every weekend we've got a big severe weather outbreak. And it's true. We look back at the maps, Chris. It's every weekend.
It is for us as we're watching the weather. In some areas, it's also for the people that live there.
It is, you know, people in the middle of the country. Every weekend, you're getting your weather radios out, making sure you have a way to get warnings. I mean, look at this.
We're looking at weekends, weekend after weekend. And it's some of the same areas, some different areas mixed in. But oftentimes, right in here, we tend to see the weather repeating itself each weekend.
And that's been the case lately, right? That Mother's Day weekend that was right across the Central Plains. Again, last weekend, we had, again, some very, very active weather.
And a large system stretching from Texas to Minnesota did bring a lot of that heavy rain and some flash flooding.
Now, also plenty of tornadoes this weekend, including several in rural Oklahoma.
Sideways. Oh my God, these cows are sitting right here. Watch out. Violent tornado. Right here next to us. And I mean right here. Oh no, debris.
Jeez, look at that, Chris. I mean, talk about close. This was Elmer, Oklahoma, Saturday night with what was obviously a tornado out there in a field, and there were cows. 3 dozen reports of tornadoes touching down in 9 states, but this one, man.
And you also notice if you look closely every once in a while, you see some hail, and it looks like some large hail bouncing.
Yeah, you can hear it.
One came really close to a cow a moment ago. Yeah, and you think you can hear it on the car.
The cows are moving.
What are they going to do? You know, what's a cow to do? Where's it going?
There's wind and there's pressure changes, and so you know, I always feel like animals know what to do, but I guess
cows are a different breed.
All right. Well, all right. You also saw the multiple vortices, I'm sure, in that tornado.
Here's our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, to break it down.
This multi-vortex tornado is one of the most impressive videos of a multi-vortex tornado containing what we call suction vortices that I've seen. Take a look. If you'll see here, the tornado is from left to right across the screen, but you can see little funnels that are within that, some of them moving from left to right there in the front side close to you. There's others that are going from right to left there in the back side, going backwards, and these funnels we call suction vortices revolve about the parent tornado. Let's take a look then at an animation to talk a little bit more about this. The most violent of tornadoes usually have these suction vortices. Typically, we can't see inside of a tornado. We can often see a dust and debris cloud that's on the edge of the tornado, a little bit wider than the funnel itself. But sometimes the tornadoes become somewhat transparent, and we can look inside the tornado and see these little individual vortices. They revolve like a merry-go-round about the center of the parent tornado, and they have their own rotation as well as their own updraft, their own inflow. And so the winds in that suction vortices can be 50 to 100 miles per hour faster when you add it to the parent tornado winds than just the parent tornado winds themselves. And if you're hit by one of these as opposed to missed by one of these, we call that suction swath. Sometimes if it's going over a field of corn stubble, it will collect a little pile of corn stubble with that, and that marks the path, kind of detective work of where these suction swaths have been. It sometimes explains the skipping nature that we hear. One house destroyed while the next one over is not destroyed. That's whether you got hit or missed by a suction vortex. Back to you.
It's fascinating. All right, Dr. Forbes. The cleanup effort, though, continues this morning after the severe weather outbreak from this weekend.
What's up with your car?
Pretty sure it's possessed and out of warranty.
I'm going to cost you a fortune at the dealership, Cheryl.
Well, at Midas, our experts will tell you what needs fixing now and what can wait. And they don't laugh at people.
I'm sorry, Cheryl. No, I'm not. I am not sorry at all.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package with oil change, tire rotation, and more. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $20. Go to Midas.com to make an appointment. Trust the Midas Touch.
Need service? Skip the expensive dealership and head to Midas.
Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
When it comes to food, pets know what they want, and so do we. That's why you'll find simple, natural ingredients like real meat and wholesome veggies in delicious Rachael Ray Nutrish recipes with no fillers or byproducts. And Rachel's personal proceeds from Nutrish help shelter pets everywhere.
Guys, I said I'd be back.
Give your pets the food they would make for themselves, if they could. Rachael Ray Nutrish. Real recipes, real ingredients, real good.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. Starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. When you took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
It's more than the cloud. It's security and flexibility. It's where great ideas and vital data are stored. With CenturyLink, you get advanced technology solutions from a trusted IT partner, including cloud and hosting services, all backed by an industry-leading broadband network and people committed to helping you grow your business. You get a company that's more than just the sum of its parts. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We got some low clouds out there. Wow, we are actually in the fog into the Northeast. We've got the top of the rock here. I know you can't tell what you're looking from, but the top of Rockefeller Center in New York City, right there, no visibility at all. We'll look down into Midtown. You can see, the buildings are about cut in half. We're looking from the Statue of Liberty back towards the city, and I can see a ferry, but that's about it there. Visibility is nil across the area. Low visibility, that's our biggest issue right now in New York City for travelers. We've got a lot of delays at all of the airports in the area. LaGuardia, JFK, Newark, Teterboro, all running some form of delays. You look at JFK, we're running about 30-minute delays, general aviation delays, because of the low clouds in the area. At LaGuardia, when that morning bank of flights come in, if the weather is not perfect, you get delays. And we're in about a 3-hour window worth of delays right now with the ground delay program. So we need to clear out those low clouds, get those winds to relax a little bit too, and that'll help us out here in the Northeast. But there could be storms later. We'll be watching the Northeast very closely. Over the weekend, it was across parts of the plains when strong storms produced large hail, ranging in size from an inch in size to the size of baseballs. It rocked parts of the Texas Panhandle on Sunday. Take a listen to it. This was in Texoma, right on the Oklahoma border on Saturday, and hailstones the size of quarters. And there's also some hail we had rainfall, I should say, over 3 inches. So not letting up either. There is still the threat for thunderstorms in that area again later today and this evening.
And Jen, if you head about 6 hours from there, about 6 hours west of Texoma, in Broken Arrow, which is near Tulsa, an EF2 tornado, estimated winds up to 120 miles per hour, ripped through neighborhoods, leaving many to pick up the pieces this morning.
There's so many things, that my mother left me when she passed away, in 2001, and most of it is messed up. Water soaked, broken. Even the old Bible that she had whenever I was a child, that she wrote in, made notes in and everything, is soaked, destroyed.
The tornado there lasted for about 12 miles, and unfortunately, there have been no reports of serious injuries. This is just one of 5 reports of tornadoes across Oklahoma on Saturday. And Jen, when you look at this, you think about at home, say you're looking for that shirt that you really want to wear Saturday night, or you can't find your keys, and that's minor compared to, it's a little glimpse of what people are dealing with
Everything. And, whether it was blown away, whether it was damaged by water, or just torn apart by the wind, it's just tremendous damage from tornadoes, of course. And that was our big focus on Saturday. There was another tornado in Oklahoma, this one about 4 hours southwest of Broken Arrow in Elmer. The National Weather Service so far rated it an EF2.
It happened on Saturday. Again, it was around 6 in the evening. It carved a path of about 15 miles. And we're going to take a look at this big storm right now. We're going to break it down. And first, that's what you notice is this looks like it's sped up here with some of the lightning. But look at that tornado right there, Jen.
I mean, first of all, you get a sense of the rotation of the whole supercell thunderstorm. Look at that lightning. Wow. Cloud to ground. You can also see the clearing there, back behind it. You see a bit of a shelf cloud right here as well, Chris. I mean, there's a lot of features you can see.
And what's impressive about the way we can get footage nowadays, this looks like maybe it was with a GoPro or some sort of a camera with a wide-angle lens, because look how the Earth is curved here. That gives you an idea that we're talking about a wider angle lens. But what that does is it lets us see so much of the structure.
I mean, also before you really started to see the debris cloud here, you could actually see a little bit of a hail shaft and rain shaft just off to would be the right in our vantage point.
And it looks like you can see some maybe the inflow right here too.
Yeah. Yes.
See how the clouds are moving from right to left and then swirling around?
Oh, look at that.
Phenomenal.
All right, so the same system that caused this weekend severe weather outbreak is moving east. We'll let you know what it will do today.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good. Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts. Because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters, nutrition starts with nuts.
This little guy's about to make his first deposit.
We'd like to open up a savings account for him. Yes.
Great.
Thanks to Mom and Dad and their safe driving bonus check from Allstate.
Oh, look at this. Safe driving bonus. Are you a safe driver?
Lucky little fella.
Only Allstate gives you 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safe. See how much more an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Like in most families, Dad's always the last to know.
Oh.
That's why accident forgiveness was the first thing he asked for when he switched to Allstate. Michael James? Middle name. Not good.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate and keep your rates from going up just because of an accident. Find out how a local Allstate agent can help better protect your family. Call one right now. Plus, drivers who switched saved an average of $498 a year.
Just a few more ways the good hands are doing more than ever before.
See what the personal service of an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Gone fishing. It's a sign that means we've locked up and headed off to do something we love. Luckily, there's an entire state dedicated to those little signs, with 19 million acres of woods. Gone biking, gone golfing, and the world's longest freshwater coastline. Gone rock skipping, gone sailing, gone wandering. Meet you on the playgrounds of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
What does Jennifer Lopez know about burning fat that you don't?
Total burn.
With a key ingredient shown in a clinical trial to help participants burn off 15% of their body fat.
Be the girl of your dreams.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
When we talk about a severe weather outbreak, this is what we mean. Look at these scenes from this weekend.
Absolutely amazing here in Oklahoma and Texas. The lightning, the tornadoes caught on camera right here, and then all of the flooding causing a lot of problems. Waterlogged Texas.
That's still an issue this morning with rain out there in Texas and Louisiana and also Mississippi. Thanks for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Chris Warren. We saw the pictures of the severe weather over the weekend, but now we're watching where we're seeing some of that weather happening right now and where it's going to go next.
Houston this morning, you are again having a very rainy commute here. We've got a lot of rain out there in the area. Flood warnings, flash flood warnings continue in the area for Houston and Trinity counties. Now today, temperatures are going to be in the 80s. It's going to be very humid, a lot of moisture out there. We're going to see rounds of showers and storms. So flash flood watch until 4 o'clock this afternoon here, Chris. The rain continues.
And Jen, from that vantage point, it looks soggy, but that's not even the heaviest rain that we're seeing right now in the Houston area. This is a look at Houston right now, and right here's Houston, but look at some of this heavier rain. What we have highlighted for you here, this is a flash flood warning that is currently in effect for Austin, Colorado, and Washington counties, and that is in effect until 10:45 because we have that threat for more heavy rain and the ponding we're already seeing on the roads. And this is a look at how much rain has come down. Here's a look at Houston again, and some of the estimates from radar: 6 to more than 7 inches of rain coming down in just the past 6 hours. So that is a lot of rain to come down quickly, and that leads to the flash flooding concerns we've been seeing and some of the flash flooding. Here's a look at some of the other warnings that we're looking at right now, moving into parts of Louisiana. Here's Shreveport, and then Baton Rouge and New Orleans will be down here off screen, so to give you an idea of what we're looking at. 11 inches, more than 11 inches right here, estimated by radar. This is a lot of rain, especially coming in 6 hours. It's almost 2 inches an hour coming down. So we look at where that threat's going to be for more thunderstorms and more severe weather. We're looking for the potential of the strongest storms setting up in parts of West Texas, generally Southwest Texas. And then now going through time, this is the future radar. What the computer says the radar is going to look like. Still some rain in some of the same spots south of Houston now into the evening, and then moving through New Orleans and Baton Rouge later on tonight as well. Jen?
All right, Chris, I saw those storms popping in West Texas that you just showed. Today there may be some severe weather there, and also tomorrow too. Take a look. We've got the thunderstorm forecast, which again today and tomorrow includes Amarillo, Lubbock, and Midland. But you'll notice that Dallas and even up into Oklahoma City, we get a return to some showers and thunderstorms by tomorrow. So today's our one-day break right there in places like Dallas, and we're going to be looking for the storms back into the area. All right, so let's see. My clicker is not happy with me today. There we go. Looking at that risk for storms tomorrow. Things are coming together. There's going to be plenty of energy in the atmosphere, which means if clouds get going, how tall can they build? How much energy is there to get those storm clouds going? There's going to be a lot across right here. And then we overlay that with where we're going to have some stronger mid-level winds. So that points to the area that we will see severe weather. When you've got winds that are going to be gaining strength or even turning with direction as you go up in height in the atmosphere, that gives us that risk for severe weather. It's why we do have that risk for tornadoes tomorrow. It's a 4 on the Torcon across West Texas. The big red zone gets bigger on Wednesday as we see more things come together. We're going to see moisture and the amount of rainfall potential is one of our biggest concerns, though, every single day. This area is already very saturated. Put more rain on top of it. We've got that flood threat all the way through midweek and even get into next weekend. There'll be more showers and storms right across this area, and heavy rain will again be a factor here. All right, Chris, now what about the system from the weekend? Where is it at now?
Yeah, well, we are watching for some more storms moving into parts of the Northeast, some rain. This is a look at the cities where we're expecting to eventually see some rain. Not bad right now if you look live at Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Washington, D.C. You're on the warm to getting hot there in D.C., especially for this hour. Still before the noon hour here in D.C., and you're already into the 80s. We're looking at just a few showers right now, looking at the radar. Cleveland, you're dry. If you look really closely here, right along Lake Ontario, seeing a few showers. And right here in northeast Pennsylvania, also a little shower popping up. But we are going to see that increasing chance for rain really materialize later on tonight and tomorrow. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have a cold front that's going to move through. You already know that it is warm and it's relatively humid out there as well. And then what we're going to see as that disturbance moves through, that chance for storms increasing into tomorrow. Spotty damaging winds, hail will be a concern with these storms. Should not see anything severe. It's not the strongest of strong storms, but you take every thunderstorm that's in the neighborhood seriously. This is a look at the timing now going through the day tomorrow. So this is Tuesday into the afternoon. Burlington, you're going to be dealing with some of those showers and eventually seeing some of the showers roll through parts of Massachusetts. And we're going to see that chance for some storms again by Tuesday evening. So, Jen, it's going to be showers throughout the day on and off throughout parts of the Northeast tomorrow.
All right, and the other story across parts of the Northeast is our temperature story up here. And those of you in Boston or Providence, Newport, you're not loving your temperatures that much yet. Wait till you see what happens. All right, so what we've got going on across the east and into the south too is that we've got our jet stream bridging up a bit. In general, that's going to lead to warmer temperatures here. We're going to get really more of a typical summer pattern where we get a Bermuda high that stays offshore. That high pressure makes the winds go clockwise around it, and coming out of the south, it's generally a warming trend, and also the humidity gets bumped up as well. So let's talk about the Northeast, because wind direction means everything for us up here. We are going to be watching at this onshore flow, places like Boston, even New York City, and it's that east wind. Nothing good about the east wind, right? If you've watched me enough, you know I do not like the east wind. It's bringing in that marine influence. So the water temperature near Boston is 51 degrees. So it's going to be hard for your air temperature to get that much warmer than that when we continue to see this east wind moving over those cooler waters. That's going to influence our weather right through the afternoon and evening. Places like Philly, though, and further south, you'll see it's going to be much, much warmer today, where we don't have that east wind. Temperature is getting up here into the upper 80s, nearly 90 in a few spots for today. Chris.
And Jen, Saturday night, we were live here on the Weather Channel on the air when a tornado hit near Elmer, Oklahoma. Several storm chasers were on the tornado, and we saw it live here on the Weather Channel. Let's take a look.
Definitely a cone-shaped tornado there, maybe partly rain-wrapped. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to try to draw it there. Yes, I got it. It's hard to see in my telestrator, but right there is the cone-shaped tornado. Don't know if I'd call it wedge-shaped at this point. To be wedge-shaped, it has to be wider than it is tall, but certainly a big cone-type tornado there that is kind of hidden in the rain. This white, I believe, is probably a crack in the windshield. They probably encountered some hail and cracked the windshield as a consequence of that. Tornado, a little bit harder to see at the moment. This is probably a good example of what we talk about by storms being partly rain-wrapped. You can see he's putting his windshield wipers on occasionally, so there's a curtain of rain between him and the tornado that is making it a little bit hard to see. You're probably well aware that the visibility goes down when you're driving around through rain, and that same principle applies here. Makes it harder to see the tornado. I'm taking another chance here. I think it's still right in there is where the tornado is. At times the visibility gets a little bit better, so definitely a tornado in progress. I think the tornado is the right edge of it. I think is just to the edge of the road there. It's very hard to see, and it's even harder to see in my telestrator, but I think it's
headlights.
Yeah, right above the headlights. That's exactly correct. Yeah. It is really. I'm watching the radar as well while we talk here. And it is tightened. It is shrunk in diameter. Oh, power flash. And really tightened. Power flashes, yeah, definitely a tornado in progress.
That was amazing. And really, you know, you go back to the first images where it was rain wrapped and you could barely see it, really. And that's why you need all the different verification. The radar helps, you know, everything helps.
Yeah, it certainly does. Stay with us here as we look at some of the best places to be for tornado threats.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It can be hotter than Death Valley in your attic. But that's still not hot enough to sweat out bugs. Take these boxes. They're not only perfect for storing old yearbooks and pictures,
You find something?
they're also a perfect food source and nesting material for roaches. That's why I identify their favorite snacks, like old books, clothing, wood. Then I seal entryways and use the latest scientific methods. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
Orkin, pest control down to a science.
Bridgestone's revolutionary drive car tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat.
I feel unstoppable, like a superhero.
With a sidekick.
Yeah, you're my sidekick, right, bud?
No.
Okay.
Working on my feet all day gave. But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain. Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Get free Bug Stop for indoors with purchase of Trazicide for outdoors. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you.
Yeah! So that's our loyalty program. You're automatically enrolled, and the longer you stay, the more rewards you get. Great!
I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you.
Isn't there a simpler way to explain the loyalty program?
Yes, standing by you from day one. Now that's progressive.
You wouldn't buy a car without taking it for a spin. And it's, well, just a car. Test drive our full lineup, only at your local John Deere dealer.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world. And they can respond, I became a soldier.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000.
That's the tornado sirens sounding the alarm in Oklahoma. This is in Anadarko, just southwest of Oklahoma City.
No reports of severe weather here in the city itself, but tornadoes were reported 9 miles south of here. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes estimating 5 preliminary reports of tornadoes in Oklahoma alone on Saturday.
And then near Tulsa, a tornado roared through Broken Arrow. So far, the National Weather Service rating this an EF2, packing winds estimated at 110 to 120 miles per hour. I mean, look at the damage.
And then you look at the damage and you say it's lucky that there were no reports of serious injuries with this. Also heavy rain and an EF2 tornado with winds estimated around 120 miles an hour caused panels to fly off homes and trees to come down with those strong winds here, leaving a big cleanup job for so many people this morning.
A survey team will be out there again assessing damage today. And when a tornado threatens, there's a reason we tell you to seek shelter in your home's innermost room.
And so many individual objects you might not think about can be extremely dangerous flying debris. And Sam Champion explains how that happens in today's Brainstorm.
The average house in the U.S. is made up of about 16,000 feet of framing lumber. Each piece of lumber, typically a 2x4. So when a tornado strikes a neighborhood, those 2x4s are one of the most common forms of airborne debris. To see how much damage a flying 2x4 can cause, we called on our Brainstorm test tech, Nick Uhas, to set up an experiment on our own private proving ground.
So today we're going to test how much damage drywall can withstand by a 2x4 at various speeds in order to mimic the different scales of a tornado.
Nick starts by simulating what happens to a 2x4 in an EF3 tornado. Because of its size and density, a 2x4 doesn't actually fly at the same speed as the tornado's winds. So with winds ranging from 136 to 165 miles per hour, an EF3 tornado typically sends a 2x4 flying at about 84 miles an hour.
And ready? Set. Fire.
At this speed, the 2x4 easily penetrated through 2 walls. But to see the maximum amount of damage a 2x4 is capable of, we cranked up the air cannon to launch it at 100 miles per hour. That's the same speed it would be traveling during some of the strongest tornadoes to ever touch down on Earth.
Ready? Set. Fire.
At this speed, packing 2,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, it has 40 times more energy than an arrow flying at a typical exit speed from the bow. And because of the narrow shape of a 2x4, it can concentrate all of the impact force on an area as small as a credit card. Incredibly, even after penetrating 8 layers of drywall, the 2x4 is still traveling at 44 miles an hour. And that means it could, theoretically, go through yet another wall. And it's this penetrating power of projectile debris that shows us why we should always put as many walls as possible between us and a tornado.
You know, we say that all the time, right? Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And that is why. And I think that, I mean, we show damage all the time. It's tremendous. But when you see a 2x4 go all the way through 5 walls, that hits home.
I've seen it after tornado damage in one of the big box store parking lots where there's not a lot of structures around. A car flipped over and it had a 2x4 through the windshield, part of the 2x4 sticking out. Scary to imagine that maybe you survived being in the car and then a 2x4 can still seemingly out of nowhere come in.
Yeah, it's about the debris flying around and the damage it causes that is the real hazard. All right, coming up, we'll have more on the weekend and the week ahead severe weather threats.
Join Red Nose Day, a national event to help lift children out of poverty. It's easy. support Red Nose Day at Walgreens, and start making a difference. It's a good laugh for a good cause. Tune in on May 21st to watch the Red Nose Day benefit live on NBC.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A vow that we kill every termite in your home. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
Sometimes it takes a little kick in the rear end.
Got it, baby.
To get you going.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Cottonelle Clean Ripple Texture gets you cleaner, but will it make people confident enough to go commando? How was your wiping experience?
Okay.
Why do you think ripples are so great?
Probably ripples would just clean better.
Yeah, why?
It just would pick up more layers.
Do you feel confident enough to go commando?
Go commando. Yeah, sure.
Congratulations!
I did it.
How do you feel?
Fresh.
Only Cottonelle has Clean Ripple Texture, so going Cottonelle means you can go commando.
The ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word,
No.
saw her first day of school,
Bye-bye.
made a best friend forever.
Oh my God.
The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What?
The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
It's more than the cloud. It's multi-layered security and flexibility. With CenturyLink, you get advanced technology solutions, including cloud and hosting services, all from a trusted IT partner. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
We all try to eat right, we try to exercise, but sometimes we all need an extra boost. That's why, to make sure my metabolism keeps working as hard as I do, I choose the 7-Day Ultra Fast Slim Kit by Body Lab.
This advanced system works 3 ways to accelerate results. It naturally cleanses to flush out unwanted toxins, helps reduce belly bloat, and revs up your metabolism to burn the fat.
It's time to be the girl of your dreams with Body Lab.
Welcome back, Ford. It's great to see you.
Style is important to us, but it's important to him.
Morgan, his groomer, knows how to make him look good. Other dogs just admire
Doing
him.
this like you see dogs are like.
The doggy double take.
Pethood's better with a partner. Now you can book appointments with our groomers online at PetSmart.com.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
New car replacement is just one of the features that comes standard with a base Liberty Mutual policy. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, rates won't go up due to your first accident. Learn more by calling 1-888-380-5644. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. For a free quote today, call Liberty Mutual Insurance at 1-888-380-5644. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Tomorrow morning, hot and scattered as temperatures warm up just in time for storms to move into the northeast. Wake up with Alan, AMHQ, tomorrow morning at 5, only on the Weather Channel.
Right now, this is Weather Center Live, Severe Storm Central, and we're keeping an eye on the threat for more storms across the country. And we have really seen things pick up during the month of May as far as the tornadoes go. And here's a look right now at what we have seen so far this month, the month of May, compared to the 20-year average, 152 tornadoes typically during the month of May. And so far, almost 30% above average for the month of May. Year to date, still a little behind, but this is also the time of year where we see things really pick up when it comes to the amount of tornadoes that we do see across the country. So here's a look now at tornado trends. And as you look at the number of tornadoes going up here through the months of the year, and this is on average, you can see the line right here. So now what we're going to do is take a look going through the year of last year. A little bit below average, kind of give you an idea of when you really start to see that peak is right in here. When it's going up, then it kind of flattens out a bit. So springtime is when you see the majority of some of the strongest storms, and that also goes along with when you typically tend to see some of the tornadoes. So far this year, getting a little bit of an uptick with 403 so far. So we are looking at the busy time of year and not seeing much slowing down in the near future either when it comes to severe weather in Texas. Texas has really been one of the spots, has had a lot of severe weather, and the thunderstorm forecast for today, as you look anywhere in orange or red, there's a chance for storms, but it's this area right here, which includes parts of New Mexico, where there will be the potential for some of the strongest storms. Now look at tomorrow, that thunderstorm forecast increasing a bit once again into the panhandle of Texas. We're seeing that chance for some storms and the panhandle of Oklahoma, into Colorado, and also parts of Kansas. That's tomorrow. And then this is a look at how things are setting up, where you have the energy, so the ingredients, where they all come together, and where you have the strong winds in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, where you have that intersection. That's where we're looking at the best chance or the highest probability for tornadoes. And on the Torcon for tomorrow, northwestern Texas, a 4 out of 10 for a chance of tornadoes. It's a 40% chance within any point of this region within 50 miles of a tornado. Jen?
All right, that's where severe weather will be focused, but we'll also be looking at some of those summertime-like pop-up thunderstorms in places like Atlanta and Charlotte this week. Taking a look at both spots right now, you can see Atlanta, a few clouds out there from the top of the Coca-Cola World headquarters. Charlotte, a little bit of low cloudiness that already is starting to erode away. We've got temperatures upper 70s right now in both spots. Heating up, that's another part of your story, guys. Heating up across the southeast, so get ready for some hot and humid summer-like days coming our way across the southeast. All right, so ridge building across the east, really a summertime-like setup. We'll have that Bermuda high right here, high pressure system right offshore, and that's going to keep the winds clockwise around it, bringing up us the warm, moist flow, plenty of humidity out there. It's certainly going to be feeling like summer out here, and temperatures are going to come close too. So let's see, today Nashville, we're only heading to 79. We've got some rain out there, but other than that, everyone across the southeast, Charlotte, Charleston, down towards Jacksonville, all running above average. You look at Wednesday's forecast, 90 in Montgomery, 89 here in Charleston, 92 in Jacksonville. Not record-breaking warm, but above average, and that's the trend that we will see throughout the week. You can see, look at Columbia, South Carolina. Our average high, 84 degrees, above average. Monday, Tuesday, we're heading up to 90. This is July-like high temperatures for us, and we're staying up there all the way through the end of the week into the weekend. So that big ridge is not going to give way. Now, underneath it, it doesn't mean that it can't rain, though. So we have moisture building, dew points are coming back up again, and we will see some of those scattered showers. We do have that little front that's going to make its way through to be more of an influence for us tomorrow through the southeast, and we might just get some pop-up showers and storms out there after that, too. After all, with this kind of pattern we're in, it's so warm and humid. When the temperature heats up, eventually you get some of those garden variety type thunderstorms. Now, for Atlanta, let's take a look. You know, we've got some clouds again today, and we're going to watch those give way to some sunshine once we get the heating. we'll get some thunderstorms out there later this afternoon in the Atlanta area. And then the heat continues right through the week.
It does. We'll talk about a possibility of a cool down for some in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour.